Hello, this is PG, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm reviewing newstargp on the Xbox Series X. The game is also available on the Switch, PlayStation and PC. newstargp is an arcade Formula 1 racing sim developed by Newstar Games. Okay, gameplay. Well, in principle, it's pretty basic stuff. You have limited controls from steering, acceleration and braking. If you make a mistake, you can rewind the action a few times. You can toggle the racing line. You can check the split times. You can also alter the camera angles from like wide aerial views to quite close up in the driver's seat. Races are fast-paced and intense affairs with lots of overtaking, aggressive AI races, and a nice balance between arcade speed and strategic elements. But more on that later. Here are a couple of clips. The courses are based on real-life tracks from Brazil, Monte Carlo, and many other famous circuits. One disappointing feature though is the lack of a full grid. You've only got 10 cars in each race. Saying that, it never really did have a negative impact on the races themselves, as once you're in the thick of it, it's actually nice to have a little bit of open road in between the traffic. Now, despite the arcade presentation and gameplay, it actually has a lot of depth. Things like the weather, this can change on the fly, which makes pit stops a really important thing to consider. You can switch between soft, hard and wet tyres. You can fix parts of your car that become damaged, and this is really important because if you neglect these issues, you may not be able to finish the race. Fuel levels, they're also important if you select a 1 or 2 stop strategy, and it's all these little details that make the game so much more than just fast-paced arcade racing. Okay. So there are 2 main game modes. The first one is Career, which is for solo players only. Here you'll get to create a unique character and race through 5 decades of Formula 1, from the 1980s to the 2020s, with each era increasing the challenge, and by winning an era you'll unlock the following decade. As you race through the championships, you'll earn stars. These can be used to upgrade your car throughout the season. You can add perks, or you can license a unique technology upgrade. You can also customize your car as you unlock new bodywork. You can change sponsors, and it's a lot of options, so you can make your car look like any of the iconic brands over the last 50 years of F1. But once you get down to the pure racing, you can take part in a test drive on a track to get used to it. You can do a reverse run, you can do a rival race, or just head straight to the Grand Prix. And I would say it feels like a proper F1 season with rivalries emerging, off-track politics to consider, evolving your car's hardware and trying to keep yourself in the title race down to the finale. The other main game mode is Championship. This is for 1 to 4 players. Here you can choose from a variety of preset championships, or you can create your own. And if you create your own, there's lots of options. You can select which circuits to race in. You can say, do you want damage, do you want pit stops, how many laps to race, what's the difficulty level. And I'd also say this has got split screen, this game, which is something that you don't see very often nowadays, but it's a great addition. It makes newstargp just a fantastic party game with 1 to 4 player split screen. You will need a big TV if you're playing with 4 people, but it's just got some fantastic racing moments. Here's a few clips of me and my friend playing. Visually, it reminded me of the sort of old school Virtua racing games. Very bright colours, bold, clean, crisp, simple, but also very effective. Good camera angle variety, that really helps it. Very accessible, clean and clear, bold fonts, they've really thought it through. Sound, I'd say it captures that F1 high octane style. I would say the racing music is annoying. Turn it down or turn it off, because it will drive you nuts, believe me. Okay, verdict, newstargp is one of the best racing games I've played in a long time. It perfectly combines high-speed arcade racing with enough realism and simulation elements to make for one of the best F1 games that I've ever played. If you follow my channel, you'll know I'm not really big on racing games, but occasionally games like Forza Horizon 4 or WRECKFEST, they come along and they just cannot be ignored. newstargp is definitely in that category, and if you like racing games or Formula 1, this is an absolute must. Also, the fact that you can play 4-player split screen makes this an incredible party game, lads night in game. Honestly, I can't recommend it enough. It's a fantastic game. It's proper racing. It's arcade feel, but it's also got simulation, solo multiplayer. It's great. It's an instant classic. Scoring, I would give newstargp a 9 out of 10. That was the review. Thank you for watching. This is PG, signing off. Cheers.